I've seen a lot of football in my lifetime, but let me preface this by saying I've never seen anything quite like what I saw today in Kenan Stadium, with North Carolina scoring 35 unanswered points to beat the Deacs 59-53. Starting anywhere besides Sam Howell's performance would be doing a severe disservice to the absolute clinic he put on. Howell completed 71% of his passes for 550 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. In a performance unlike any other, Howell broke the school's single-game passing yards record and also broke the school's single-game passing touchdowns record on the same drive. Then his newfound ability to extend plays with his legs is just not fair to opposing defenses. Start truly appreciating what we are watching while he is in Chapel Hill, because if he wants, he'll be the first quarterback that hears his name called in the 2022 NFL Draft. Speaking of the NFL, this offense has a ridiculous amount of talent that will be playing on Sundays. Howell, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, De'Ami Brown, and Daz Newsome all showed out in a major way to contribute to a program record 731 total yards. The only problem with this historic offense that Carolina currently has is that their margin for error with this defense is incredibly small, to where it does feel like you have to score a touchdown on almost every drive. That's putting a lot of pressure on one side of the ball. However, you can never really count out this team with a player like Howell leading the charge. On the topic of defenses, that first half was a defensive performance that can be best described as a marching band to nowhere. From losing contain to not being able to cover between the numbers, that was a defensive performance that you'd like to forget, but at the same time, a defensive performance we've gotten accustomed to seeing from Carolina. So what changed? Because it suddenly looked like a defense that got a hold of Michael's secret stuff from Space Jam at halftime. What I noticed was Carolina turned to 2 true freshmen in the secondary, putting Jaquarius Conley at nickel and Tony Grimes at corner, while rotating Trey Morrison back over to safety. That move looked to give the Carolina defense the shot of life it desperately needed. Including Wake's last-minute touchdown, the UNC defense held the Deacs to just 211 yards and 18 points in the second half, a drastic turnaround compared to 395 yards and 35 points in the first half. Overcoming a 21-point deficit on Saturday, UNC tied the largest comeback win in school history, matching the comeback at Georgia Tech in 2015, which was also the last year that Carolina went 3-0 against State, Duke, and Wake. Overall, it's hard to understate how huge of a win this was for the Tar Heels. Now, Carolina has 2 weeks to prepare for a Notre Dame matchup where it will be underdogs, and sizable underdogs at that, for the first time all season. The UNC team that showed up in the first half can't even come close to winning that game. However, the team from the second half, you know what? Maybe.